wasn't the first time something like this had happened. Am I ruining my kids? I used to let my emotions fester until they reached a boiling point and I could no longer control them. Sometimes I'd lose my temper and yell. Other times, I'd anxiously pace the house wondering what I should do next. Sometimes my kids provoked my frustration. Other times, my unease came from the world feeling too dark and heavy. Either way, I'd find myself lying awake at night, staring at the ceiling and asking, am I ruining my kids? What if I'm doing it all wrong? My job as their parent was to nurture and guide their little hearts. But I often felt unprepared to complete the assignment. What if I accidentally crushed them instead? Parenting left me feeling flustered. There were so many decisions to make. What if I made the wrong one? Many nights, I worried I'd made a mistake that day and hurt my child's chances of having a good life. My heart longed to give my kids good childhoods, ones they didn't have to recover from as adults. But in the everyday moments, my thoughts spiraled, and I'd react to stressful situations in unhealthy ways. As a parent, I expected my kids to be respectful, grounded, and mentally balanced. Yet, my behaviors often taught them the opposite. Parenting exhausted me emotionally, and it often showed in my actions. If I had such a hard time remaining level-headed, how did I expect to raise children with sound minds who remained in control of their emotions? I hoped to give my children the tools to verbally, not physically, share their feelings. Yet I wasn't sure exactly how to do that. I was lucky if I could get the kids out the door with everything they needed for school that day. Forget trying to raise a child who loves Jesus and is respectful, confident, and kind. As I opened up to my friends about my experiences in motherhood, I quickly realized I wasn't the only parent who felt uncertain about exactly how to raise good, strong kids. As I walked with other moms in our neighborhood and talked with fellow moms in person and online, I noticed many similarities. We all wanted to be emotionally balanced women who felt confident in our parenting. But every time the earth trembled, we started shaking too. We shook because we believed the lie that we could never be good enough parents or the world was too ugly to raise a godly, loving child in it. We felt anxious about the emotional health of our kids and stressed over how to raise spiritually strong children who wouldn't compromise to sin. There had to be another way. I wasn't satisfied with worrying about my kids all the time. I had to make a choice. I could either stay stuck in my frustration, or I could take action. I chose to do something about it because I realized if I didn't take up the responsibility to mold my kids' impressionable minds, someone or something else would. And I didn't like that option at all. If you don't like the idea of sitting back and hoping for the best, this book is for you. You can parent with a sound mind and confidence. I know this because I spent years figuring out how to do it. A better way. Before kids, I worked as a school psychologist in Baltimore City public schools. Every day, I taught my students how to be mentally tough and cope with the stress of life. When I made the choice to find a better way to live and parent my kids, I reread all my textbooks from graduate school on human development and psychology. I spent hours researching the best parenting methods and discovering concrete strategies to help me build a firm foundation in my children. I found it was possible to raise emotionally healthy children who understood the power of the mind. My kids could learn to stand strong and live uncompromised lives in a world filled with compromise. With God's help, I found a better way to parent. And in Unshakable Kids, I share the path forward with you.